Alright, Shalom, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Makakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great military. Block access word again, show, and they're gonna get to, which is I'm gonna, like, guess what? Just like that's gonna happen, the devil's just gonna go down. And let me get and there's famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. And then, yeah, you devils are going. So you're gonna get that famine, of course, according to prophecy. You know, you devils is gonna be able to accomplish that part of your agenda. And then also with the RFID chip part, right? You know, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 7, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Because that digital rationing system, digital food rationing system, is they're eventually gonna put that shit in your hand. Eventually. So that you don't have basically, so that we're trying to make sure people get their share, you know, their fair share. You know, we don't want one person getting more than another by manipulating the system. It's best if we just put a chip inside you. You know? And that's actually why Esau is causing this famine. That's actually why. You know, so that he can force you to take this chip, man. Just like verse 15 says, you know, that's how you worship the image of the beast, which is the image of the first beast Rome. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should speak, to both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Yeah, you're not going to be able to survive. And also, you know, they're going to, speaks of this, and as well as the persecution of Esau coming down with great wrath. Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their forehead. Verse 17, and that no man might name. Verse 18, here is wisdom, that him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. Going into the chip, going into, you know, the inventor of the barcode, you could trace 6 letters in each of his names, first, middle, and last. George Joseph Lowell. You know, that's how you make the connection. Also tricycle stigma, you know, stick. You know, they're gonna stick that chip in you. You know, warning you these times so you can prepare spiritually. Isaiah 62 verse 6, I've set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silence. Verse 7, give him no rest till he establish and he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. You know, we warning of the times that's coming, which comes before Yahweh Shai comes back. So when you see these things happening, then you know. When you see these things happening, then you know. You know, verse 28 of Luke chapter 21. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. You know, the elect. You know, that's for the elect. Verse 29, then he spake to them a parable. Behold the fig tree and all the trees. Verse 30, will they now shoot forth? Ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. Verse 31, so likewise when ye see these things come to pass, know that the kingdom of power Yahweh is nigh at hand. You know, verse 32, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. There you go. And you know that it's close by. This generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. But you 2/3 are gonna continue to sleep on this truth. And that's all right. That's all right, cause that's what you're destined to do. You're gonna be verse 34, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting that goes into eating meat, like goes into eating too much, like getting into it, like being a glutton, and drunkenness, like all the time, getting drunk all the time. Also refers to the philosophies and cares of this life, as their philosophies are like unto strong drink. Like it says, like strong drink, not with strong drink. They are drunk, but not with strong drink. Verse 9, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out, and cry, they are drunken, but not with wine, they stagger but not with strong drink. Well, let me get back to what I was getting into. Verse 34. So that's also another way to look at the cares of this life, and so that they come upon you unaware. Verse 35, for as a snare shall come on all of them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. It's going to come by surprise. Verse 26, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Watch therefore. But you 2/3 ain't gonna do that, because it's meant for you to you 2/3 is meant for you to be caught up. Like it says Romans, 2/3 of these so-called black people, Latinos, and Native Americans, and these speckled birds, 2/3. Dude. Let me get. And David said, okay, what then? Verse 7, Romans 11, verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Verse 8, according as it is written, Yahweh hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear to this day. Verse 9, and David saith, let their table be made a snare and a trap, and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Verse 10, let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. Maybe 2/3, that's your destiny, And it shall come to pass, Zechariah 13 and 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as gold is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. You know, 2/3, that's y'all's destiny, but the elect is going to take heed. They repent. Yeah, verse 32. Verse 31. Verse 34. And ye refuse, I stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. Verse 25. But ye have sat and not at all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. Verse 26. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Verse 27, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Verse 28, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer your name. Verse 29, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh. Verse 30, they would none of my counsel, and they despised all of my reproof. Verse 31, therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. Verse 32, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Verse 33, but whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. And 2/3. I'm gonna wrap it up right there. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Makakadais. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Well, salutations to all truthfulness and all sincerity. And shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect out there. I got Bob a ball, that's Babylon, a bot. And Ezekiel 20 verse 38, and I will purge out from among you the rebels, and then I'll bring you, and they shall not enter of Israel. Ye shall know that I am Yahweh. And that's in the times to come, you know. After Yahweh Shai comes back and America, Babylon is destroyed, you know, rebels that, you know, the apostles believe in, I believe as well that it's down there in South America, in the Amazon area. But, you know, you have a lot of, you know, so-called UFO chariot sightings down there, you know, as well as in Babylon. So the reasons they do videos on it. But yeah, that's just life. You know, like it says, I know, please bring you into the wilderness. Verse Ezekiel 20, verse 33. As I live, say Yahweh power, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, with fury poured out, will I rule over you. Verse 32, and I will bring you out from the people, will gather you out of the countries where you are scattered with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. Verse 35, and I'll bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face. Verse 36, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, say Yahweh power. Verse 37, and I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you under the bond of the covenant. Verse 38, and I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me, I'll bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. So yeah, I'm about to go up right there. Shalom, stay strong. Abad la Adwanian, abad like, you know, about the God that's Babylon, abad la Hawaiian. Abad la Adwanian, that's the Yehidimite. Abad la Adwanian, that's the Yehidimite. That's definitely the Yehidimite. Abad la Hawaiian, that's the Yehidis, and abad la Yadrim now will dance to the rest of our enemies, 2/3 and rebels among our people.